When a man says no problem or saran yak, it might seem straightforward, but there's often much more lurking beneath the surface. This phrase is frequently used in conversations, especially in relationships, and can carry a variety of meanings depending on the context. Let's delve into what this phrase really conveys and how it can be interpreted, especially from a woman's perspective. Firstly, when a man says no problem, he may genuinely mean it. Perhaps there was a misunderstanding, a missed appointment, or a simple request that was overlooked. Often, men want to maintain peace in their relationships and avoid unnecessary conflict. By saying no problem, they are signaling that they are willing to let things slide. This is an attempt to keep the emotional atmosphere light and breezy. However, it's essential to recognize that this phrase can also indicate a reluctance to express deeper feelings. Men are often socialized to be stoic, to suppress their emotions, and to avoid confrontation. In such cases, no problem could mean, "I'm not upset, but I'd prefer not to discuss it." This can leave women wondering if they should probe further or simply take his words at face value. Imagine a scenario where a woman asks her partner about a change in plans. He responds with no problem, while she senses an underlying tension. In this moment, his words might not match his body language or tone. This disconnect can lead to confusion. Women may interpret this as a sign that he is not being completely honest. Another layer to consider is how no problem can be a defense mechanism. Sometimes, when a man feels overwhelmed or pressured, he might brush off concerns with this phrase as a way to shield himself from having to engage in a difficult conversation. For instance, if he's stressed about work but doesn't want to burden his partner with his worries, he might respond with no problem to avoid discussing what's really on his mind. But what if, instead of brushing it off, he actually needs support? This is where communication becomes crucial. Women might feel the urge to dig deeper, to ask if everything really is okay. Yet, this can sometimes lead to frustration if he insists that there's no problem, leaving her feeling dismissed or unvalued. Let's also explore the societal expectations that shape these interactions. In many cultures, men are often taught to be the strong, silent type. This upbringing can influence how they express themselves in relationships. Consequently, no problem might be their way of adhering to a learned behavior, even when they are facing challenges. It's important for both partners to create a space where vulnerability is encouraged. A woman might consider responding to no problem with a follow-up question like, "Are you sure? I want to make sure we're on the same page." This can open the door for more honest dialogue, allowing him to share his feelings without fear of judgment. Now, let's take a moment to think about how context plays a role. No problem can mean something entirely different in a casual setting compared to a serious relationship discussion. If a man says this after a minor inconvenience, it may be sincere. But if it comes after a significant disagreement, it could signal avoidance. As we navigate these conversations, it's also crucial to be aware of timing. If a woman brings up an issue when he's preoccupied or stressed, he might default to no problem simply because he doesn't have the bandwidth to engage fully at that moment. In these cases, patience and understanding can go a long way. So what can we take away from all this? If you're a woman trying to decipher a man's no problem, remember that it's not always as simple as it sounds. The key is to foster an environment of open communication. Encourage him to share his true feelings and let him know that it's okay to express vulnerability. Ultimately, listening is just as important as speaking. When a man feels heard, he may be more likely to open up about what he's really feeling, whether it's frustration, indifference, or even something deeper. Before we wrap up, it's worth noting that understanding these nuances can enhance any relationship. The next time you hear no problem, consider the context, the man's demeanor, and the underlying emotions at play. And if you found these insights helpful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more discussions that can enrich your relationships and understanding of communication. Your journey towards better understanding starts here.